The Dragon Ball Legends 5th anniversary has been going on for a little over a month now, and personally speaking, I think that the 5th anniversary has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've had lots of events, lots of ways of earning free crystals, and of course, plenty of new units to use, which in comparison to the 4th year anniversary, it's pretty much night and day. And because of that, I wanted to know you guys' thoughts on the 5th anniversary so far in comparison to the 4th anniversary. So I asked on Twitter, Dragon Ball Legends community talk to me, with Legends gearing up for part 3 of the 5th anniversary, what are your thoughts on the first 2 parts of the anniversary compared to the 4th anniversary? And do you think there could be room for improvement? Might use this for a video. So we're just gonna be going through a lot of the replies because I really do think that this is an important topic for all of us to talk about concerning Legends. Popcorn a lot pop. Look, that is a name, I'm not gonna lie. But they said, I think this Annie has been perfect. The only thing I don't like is Hoi Poi not having energy or skip tickets. But other than that, I would change 0 things about it. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. When it comes down to Hoi Poi is cool, but it really is one of the weaker points of the anniversary for me personally. And I say that because yes, you do get some good things from Hoi Poi, like especially when it comes down to getting some souls and whatnot. But the thing is, and just strictly sticking on souls, we have the events for that, which we can farm very easily with skip tickets, right? And of course, people are trying to do Hoi Poi to get the rarer items, but I don't know what has been happening with Hoi Poi as of late. And this is even like beyond just the anniversary of Hoi Poi, but getting the rare items in Hoi Poi is beyond brutal. It's beyond brutal. And in truth, I don't understand why it's so difficult to get, like, you know, the rare items are usually like the Legends limited multi-Z power. I don't understand why it's so difficult to get those now, especially when we now have Ultra Z power that we can get. So granted, I mean, you can't earn Ultra Z power in the game by, you know, playing free to play. You have to buy it as of right now. But it was the same thing when we got Legends Limited Multi-Z Power. You're only able to buy it at a certain point, and then afterwards, you're able to earn it in-game. So, seeing that we're already at the point of getting Ultra Multi-Z Power, I don't understand how getting Legends Limited Multi-Z Power is so difficult in terms of Hoi Poi, right? There are like other events where you can get Legends Limited Multi-Z Power, but I digress. It feels just dissatisfying to do Hoi Poi now. Or again, just my personal experience. It doesn't feel satisfying anymore. So maybe they can, I don't know, like add better rewards or change up the like rates of getting the rare items because it's darn near impossible to get them. Like, I don't know. But personally speaking, Hoi Poi is cool, but I really do think it's probably one of the weaker parts of the anniversary. JC1243 said, I do think part 1 was also a flop alongside part 2 because of them needing to buff Goku and Frieza twice. I believe also Orange Piccolo being hyped up just to not be as good as we thought he would be. They could buff Piccolo like Goku and Frieza, but I don't think they would do that. Okay, now this could be considered a hot take, but I actually completely disagree with everything you said. Now, when it comes down to Goku and Frieza, it's very obvious as to why they got buffed. The unit themselves, when they released, wasn't like abysmal by any means. They weren't. One of their biggest problems was survivability and also being able to use the Rising Rush counter. One of the main reasons as to why that buff even happened was because it was too difficult to use the Rising Rush counter because there's too many restrictions. I understand what they were going for when they originally released the unit. Like, Rising Rush counter is extremely powerful, so there has to be some sort of massive drawback for that, and that makes sense completely. But it was to the point where, even though the unit wasn't bad, people weren't able to utilize the new mechanic because it was almost impossible. So we got that, you know, the buff that knocked down some of the requirements alongside giving them some actual buffs for survivability, you know, and card draw speed and getting cards, all that good stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a bad thing, especially because that buff came out very quickly, like very, very quickly. So I don't see how that could possibly be an L, especially for those who have the unit. I just don't see that being an L. And with Orange Piccolo, I've seen a lot of people say that Orange Piccolo is not that good. I mean, I've seen people cook with Orange Piccolo. I've seen people get cooked with Orange Piccolo. But the reason why I don't think it's as bad as this person is saying is primarily because of the fact of when you think of the 4th anniversary, part 2 specific. Actually, no, not even part 2. When you think of part 1 of the 4th anniversary, we only got 2 new units. It was UI Goku and the Transforming Vegeta. The Transforming Vegeta unit, that was a bad unit. That was an absolutely terrible unit to the point where I don't even think he lasted a month. I think he lasted much less than that. And then for part 2, we had Dragon Fist Goku and Tapion, but Dragon Fist Goku was primarily good. His offenses were pretty good, but Dragon Fist Goku lasted as long as he did because of the boost system. That was really it. Because once he fell off the boost, nobody used him anymore. Granted, some people try to still use him. I mean, that's completely on them. But I would say that Piccolo's kind of in the same boat where he is able to survive. He is able to deal damage, especially when he revives. And you can utilize him defensively if you try to weaponize his revival. But when it comes down to the boost system, when he falls off, I do think he'll fall off. But I don't think he's like terrible by any means. That's my own personal opinion. Like, again, everybody has their own experience with Orange Piccolo, so I'm not trying to invalidate anything. I'm just saying, just from my experience, from like how I've used the unit and from what I've seen online, I've seen the unit cook, I've seen the unit get cooked, but I don't think it's to the point where I would say he's a terrible or bad unit, because I personally don't believe that's true. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say about that. Jakey586 said, my thoughts on the first 2 parts of the Annie are nothing but great. Some minor inconvenience with Hoi Poi in my shafts, but overall, this Annie has been the best yet. With many FTP units and them actually being decent is great. The units are amazing and can't wait for more to come. Okay, so I've already touched on, Hoi Poi and all that stuff, so I'm not really gonna get back into that. But I will say the free-to-play units have been pretty cool. The free-to-play units have actually been pretty cool. Just the fact that we actually got like quite a good amount of them is also really nice. I don't remember if we actually got any free-to-play units for last anniversary like that. Like, we probably did. I just genuinely don't remember because 4th anniversary was just not it, bro. I'm sorry. But I will say though that at the very least, it does seem like we got more free-to-play units this time around in comparison to anniversary time last year. Like, unless they brought like the 6 Goku's event back, which that was an event from, I think, what, like around the 3rd anniversary? So yeah, either way though, it's nice to know that we did get lots of free-to-play units. I've seen a lot of people utilize units and have fun with them, which is fantastic. And again, it's something to give the free-to-play base something. Like, if you don't manage to pull, like, the new units on the banners, which obviously would be unfortunate, but, if you don't manage to pull those units, you still have access to these free-to-play units, some of which go crazy. So, yeah, it's nice knowing that there's been, I guess to consolidate everything, lots of content. Again, we had, like, the summonable units, but again, there's also those free-to-play units. I think they balanced it very, very well this time around, because I think it would have been extremely underwhelming if it was only one free-to-play unit, like every other week, or I don't even know. Like, if it was lackluster in the sense of we only just got like one unit, or like maybe we didn't get any free-to-play units, or whatever the case may be, that would actually be really unfortunate. But it's nice to know that we actually did get like a solid amount of them, and everybody seems to actually like a lot of them. So I'm really glad with what they did this time around. Yuri Delopara 8 said, I think this was the best anniversary, even the best celebration we've had so far in the history of this game. The improvement from the 4th was massive. The characters, the events, the hype, it was perfect. I strongly agree. Like, I'm saying this with my chest. I strongly agree with that statement. I do think that as of right now, the 5th anniversary so far has been the best anniversary we have ever experienced in the history of Legends. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not to discredit any other celebration that we've had in the game. Obviously, some Legends festivals, some of the older anniversaries, because I think we can all agree, even though UI Goku was cool, I don't think the 4th anniversary was good at all. Like, literally, Vegito was what made that anniversary tolerable. Everything else, apart from like getting like the cool units, wasn't it. I think the 4th anniversary is absolutely the worst celebration we've ever had in Legends. And it's clear as day that it could be that, because the 5th anniversary is nothing like the 4th anniversary at all, right? And again, like I said, there are other celebrations that were really good, like the Legends Festival that gave us Tag Super Saiyan Blue, Goku and Vegeta, and Sword of Hope Trunks. The 1st anniversary, that was really, really good. But there does come a point where, the standards do get set a bit high, and hopefully, it meets a lot of people's expectations. Now, I know a lot of people are back and forth about Orange Piccolo, but apart from that, it's cool that we finally got Orange Piccolo in the game. We even got Cell Max in, some form or fashion in the game with Magenta, which is also mind-blowing because I was not expecting Magenta to get into this game. And then after all of that, we still also got Goku and Frieza and Tag Gamma 1 and 2, both of them being LF units. Like, it's been nothing short of incredible, and there's still one part left of the anniversary. Like, quite literally, again, Ultra Vegito Blue is the cherry on top of this, and like I would literally argue, like to the T, like I would argue day and night that this would be the greatest celebration we've ever had so far in Dragon Ball Legends if they end the anniversary with Ultra Vegito Blue. They do that, there's no way anybody can say this anniversary is not the best. Like, the best anniversary and the best celebration. But, I mean, that's just my own personal opinion on that. But I do think that this anniversary is the best celebration we've had so far. Dre Senpai 3 said, "This anniversary, in my opinion, is the best celebration I've experienced playing this game. The amount of characters that we've received is great, and we've had good events to play as well. Improvements for me is Hoi Poi. They dropped the ball with it. Other than that, slam dunk." Again, I agree. Hoi Poi, I don't know what they're thinking. Hoi Poi is, again, I've already talked about it like a lot earlier, so I don't want to like dwell on that for too long, but Hoi Poi is cool to have, but at the same time, if they were to have like taken Hoi Poi out of the anniversary, I think that would have been a better choice than how it is now. Because again, a lot of the items that you get from Hoi Poi, you can easily farm or have an easier time farming outside of Hoi Poi. So again, Hoi Poi, they've really got to restructure that. I say add the steps back, but yeah, that's that with Hoi Poi. But again, everything else that he was saying is it's just this anniversary's been insane. Like, again, units, events, crystals, like even PvP was fun to experience throughout this entire anniversary. I mean, when the 4th anniversary happened, for part 1 specifically, PvP was a nightmare. And the main reason was because of UI Goku and how absurdly powerful his mechanic was at the time. Because remember, when he released, like, Quick Attack and Quick Dash was not in the game yet. So we had no way to approach that unit until later on when they implemented it. But even at that, it was an absolutely just terrible experience online, primarily because we had to deal with that unit with no effective way of countering him. It was literally just defensive until he finally got countered. But this time around, I'm seeing Goku and Frieza. I ironically am seeing Orange Piccolo. I'm seeing the Gammas. I'm seeing Magenta, Kyawe, Casserole, especially Jiren. I'm seeing so many of these units on PvP, like so many different teams, some teams that just make no sense, and some teams that make a lot of sense. But it's been fun because there is at least some sort of variety now in PvP. So to have that based on, the current anniversary is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, again, this anniversary has been fire. And DBZ said, "This whole anniversary was very well made, same as the 4th. In the second? I think they meant second. The Broly animation was where it first came in the summons. Now in my mind, I'm like, why couldn't they add a new summon animation every anniversary? I've had this question like months ago and I'm curious about it." Okay, so, we technically got some new animations. I mean, we got what? Jocko's ship, we got Rainbow Text, some new ways of getting Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta to appear, and also apparently there's the Broly animation, but the clash between him and Vegito, when they finish clashing, there's like kind of like a shatter effect, kind of like when Broly and Gogeta went to like that weird dimension or whatever. in the Broly movie. So I really don't know why they won't give us like a full-fledged new animation. And I'm not saying like they have to go and add like 15 billion animations, right? But more so because we have Ultra units in the game now, right? And it would have been really cool if we were able to have, and this is one animation I've been like preaching for many, many years now. They add a Fusamasu half corrupted versus Gogeta animation, right? They could have done something like that to signify, all right, look, bro, you're getting an Ultra unit, right? So the only reason why I also understand why we don't have that is because in Ultra banners, there's only ever one new unit as of right now. Because do we have enough units for them to actually make an Ultra banner with multiple Ultra units on it? Absolutely. But as of right now, there's only one new Ultra unit on a banner. So giving that type of animation that's like a guaranteed Ultra animation, I don't think that's necessary right now. And we already have other animations that signify certain things in the game. So what we got was okay, but I'm pretty sure once we start getting to the point where Ultra units are being like put on banners, like multiple Ultra units, or maybe if we ever get to the point of getting Ultra LFs where that animation would probably really, be needed, then cool. Then sure, add that animation, which I would lose my mind. You guys already know, if I see Fusamasu versus Gogeta Blue, I'm losing my mind. But I think as of right now, the small like tweaks and animations that we got, again, Jocko ship, rainbow text, all that stuff, it's not too bad. It's not too bad as of right now. So this person had a picture, but they're still, trying to get their thoughts across, which is perfectly fine. So Kyle Kimmy said, personally, this is one of the best mobile celebrations of all time, and it is near perfection. Some small things I feel failed were Android 17 receiving that Zenkai in part 2, as well as have TOP when half the year has been that TBH. But I'm saying is going forward for Anniversary, can we have more unique themes and sagas represented, since the past 2 years have been Tournament of Power, and for the past 3 years, part 2 has been movies related. This is my opinion, but would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so where do I even begin? So I just want to straight up say I completely understand where this person is coming from. 100%, because obviously what they're saying is true. However, okay, the thing about Android 17 getting the Zenkai, I honestly just did not care about Android 17 Zenkai. Like, it is too, in my opinion, it is too little, too late for that unit to get a Zenkai. Plus, it was a non-LF Zenkai, so I really did not care. He could be good, he could be bad. I didn't care because from my experience as of late, non-LF Zenkais have not been worth it, so I just didn't care about it. But when it comes down to unique themes, you got to remember this is the anniversary, and this has been shown for many, many years. Multiple anniversaries, big events, all that good stuff, right? Other sagas being represented for the anniversary or any other big event would be cool. I personally would like to see that as well. But the reality of the situation is, when it comes down to these big events, the community expects specific things, very specific things. And if that is not what's delivered, they're not going to summon. And we've seen that countless times with multiple other banners where they would say, I'm skipping for anniversary, right? The only time that some of them will like break that is ironically if it's Tournament of Power, movies, or fusion related. So for example, we can't sit here and expect anniversary to be Dragon Ball Saga and expect the community to try to summon on that. I'm pretty sure they would all skip, right? Or if it was, I don't know, Frieza. Well, no, Frieza Saga maybe. Like if it's like a new Super Saiyan Goku and they make him like absolutely insane, maybe. But other sagas that don't really hold as much weight in terms of the more popular characters, right? We can't really expect that for the anniversary or major events, which is why for, anniversaries, Legends Festival, or any other big event, it's usually sagas from the movies, Tournament of Power, or, Fusion Warrior, because we all know fusions sell. Literally everybody summons on the fusions, especially if it's Vegito and Gogeta. Everybody summons on that. When it comes down to Tournament of Power, everybody wants UI Goku, whether it's UI Sign, or just UI Goku, or even again like Tag Goku and Frieza. Like people love those type of units, so they'll summon. And I don't think I have to explain sagas from the movies, especially with Superhero being the newest movie. When Beast Gohan released, everybody summoned for him. And he was a phenomenal unit all the way through. And then of course, you know, we got Gogeta Blue, we have Dragon Ball Super Broly, right? No pun intended, but you get my point. So again, I would like to see other things, but when it comes down to big events like anniversaries and whatnot, it's more than likely not gonna happen. Can they mix it up? They probably could if they can find another way, but I really don't think it's going to change much. When the 6th anniversary drops, we're really gonna have to see what they're gonna do, because if you guys watched, I did a video similar to this last year talking about like how important the 5th anniversary is for the longevity of Legends. They're gonna have to try to step their game up for the 6th anniversary now. Because again, they came out swinging like really, really hard for 5th anniversary, in my opinion. So I don't know. Like we'll have to see what they do for next year. But just to bring everything back on point, I feel you and I agree with you. But realistically speaking, it's probably not going to happen. Pogger's Alter Uni said, "The best anniversary I've ever experienced. I'm glad Shallot finally got Super Saiyan Blue. However, it feels like Blue is underwhelming. I'm hoping Part 3 brings some quality of life updates, like friend battles enabling you to use any unit, something I've wanted for a long time." Okay, so Super Saiyan Blue Shallot. I'm super happy that we finally got Super Saiyan Blue Shallot. We have been begging for 3 long years for that transformation, right? And they went above and beyond, right? Like not only did we get Super Saiyan Blue Shallot, but we also got him to become a sparking unit now. So like Shallot got a massive buff, because remember, for a majority of the game's life, Shallot was an outdated and completely obsolete unit. Like to the point where even using him in story mode wasn't worth it. For 3 years, he was obsolete. And again, the game's only been alive for 5. So for, again, the majority of the game's life, he was an outdated and obsolete unit. So for him to get Super Saiyan Blue is fantastic. I'm super happy that he finally got Super Saiyan Blue. I've seen some people say that he's underwhelming. I don't know if it's because of damage output or whatever the case may be. I've personally had a great experience with Shallot. I've seen a lot of people cook with Shallot as well. But I've also seen people say that they're disappointed that Shallot didn't get an ultimate attack. And I don't think he needs one. Because here's the thing. Ultimate attacks are extremely powerful. We all know this, right? But the thing is, ultimate attacks are, even though they're extremely powerful, the one thing about other units in comparison to Shallot is they have an ultimate attack, they have a special move, they have all that good stuff, but that is their kit and that's that, right? Whereas with Shallot, we can teach him darn near everything. Like, he already has a very special ability that no other unit in the entire game has. And that is the ability to learn other special moves from other characters, some of which are absolutely devastating. Like, for example, Broly's move. Like, literally, like, you launch that and you have, like, a probability of making the opponent fade. It deals lots of damage. Or even Ultra Super Gogeta's move, where, again, it can hit extremely hard, but it's guaranteed to knock down the opponent's hand. Like, things of that nature. He already has the ability to get very powerful special moves, so I really don't think he needs an ultimate attack. What I will say, though, is I'm really disappointed that they changed his special skill back to the generic, you know, power-up animation. Like, in all honesty, they should have just kept his special skill from Super Saiyan God, but gave it blast armor and have it like force draw a card. I think that would have been pretty freaking cool, but it is what it is. But I'm still happy with Super Saiyan Blue Shallot at the end of the day. And as for the quality of life update, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Legends team are working on some updates, but the friend battles letting you use any unit, that I significantly doubt will ever happen, because then that would incentivize people not to summon on banners. Because why would you summon on the banner to get a unit if you can just fight your friends online, obviously being able to use the unit for free and also being able to use them at max stats as well? It financially for Legends makes 0 sense. So I don't think that will ever happen, but I do think quality of life changes could come through in the game. Hopefully during the anniversary, or maybe later on for, I don't know, like down the rest of the year. Who knows? I think this is an interesting one to end this off on, but Vegito SS123 said, I think that there's a massive improvement with the raids and giving out more crystals for the free-to-play community. They could make full power battle better though by adding crystals or some reward to make it worth playing. Hopefully Ultra Goku and Vegeta, which fuses to Vegito Blue, which I'm pretty sure that end statement is referring to part 3. So again, like I said multiple times, I believe that this is a massive improvement from the 4th anniversary. There has been a ton of raids, which all of them gave out great rewards. Again, for the free-to-play side of the anniversary, they've been getting to it. Like, they have made sure that this time around, there have been enough resources for people to farm crystals, to be able to stock up on resources, and to be able to enjoy the anniversary as much as they can. So I'm really glad that they didn't alienate the free-to-play base, because that's one thing I'm like really particular about. Even though obviously like I'm a pay-to-play player because I make content, I also want to make sure that the free-to-play base is enjoying the game as well. And I would at least believe that they've done so this time around, because we've had content every single week, whether it's raids, new events, whatever the case may be, like free-to-play units, things of that nature. They've gone crazy this time around, which is fantastic. I do agree with full power battle. The initial premise of full power battle was for us to be able to get Z power for the free-to-play units. I get that. But doing co-op is so much more efficient that they should probably repurpose the premise of full power battle and what you can earn from it. I do think crystals can be a strong incentive, because why would people go do full power battle to get the Z power for the free-to-play units now, when you can literally do like co-op, knock out like the challenges from co-op, and then use skip tickets and get thousands of Z power for the units, right? So again, I really think that they should just revamp it, take out the Z power for the free-to-play units and put in crystals. People would do full power battle left and right. And then I'm not even gonna lie, if we ended up getting an Ultra Goku and Vegeta that fused into Vegito Blue, I would scream. Now, originally, because I've had this conversation many times in the past, originally I thought that this would never be possible. But, and I stand by saying this, until we got Tag Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, I do believe that that is probably one of the most important releases of Dragon Ball Legends. Let me explain. I know a lot of people have feelings about how the unit performs. Perfectly fine. I'm not talking about any of that. Like, the performance is completely irrelevant. The main thing that brought up the notion of them being so important and how it could change the game of Legends is how their unique gauge was handled. Again, we've had the unique gauge in the game for a very, very long while now, starting with, LFUI Sign Goku, the purple unit who just got a Zenkai. He was the first unit to get the unique gauge. But with Goku and Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the way how their unique gauge functions is so, for lack of better words, unique. It added a different mode that was never into the, in Legends before, and it kind of opens the gates for potential possibilities. Like, even like I would say the temporary inclusions of like giants is possible now. Let me paint the scenario for you with Goku and Vegeta specifically. So let's say that it is Vegito Blue, but you start off as Goku and Vegeta and you gotta fuse into them, right? So I originally was thinking, you could have like a main ability or something, and then you would get like the Awakening Arts card, and then you can use that to transform. But the thing is, that card can be dropped, so that wouldn't really be the best option. And not only that, as a tag unit, you don't get a main ability. So unless you force draw that card somehow, then I don't think that would work. But instead, what they could do is, especially because we got tag Gamma 1 and 2, which I believe they're also one of the most important units to release for this game as well, for the longevity of the game, is they can release Vegito Blue, right? Again, I still think that he should be a red unit, but they could have it be like Goku and Vegeta, right? And he could be like a pure tag red unit, because again, Gamma 1 and 2 is a pure yellow tag unit. So They could be like a pure red unit, you know, swap between Goku and Vegeta, maybe like once each or something of the sort. And then when you fill up the gauge, then you finally fuse into Vegito, you probably get some health back. You would probably get like a main ability because it's just one unit, like, well, one character, I should say. Things of that nature, right? Like, there's a lot of things that they can do with that unique gauge. They can make it absolutely insane for like the foreseeable future of this game that opens up lots of possibilities, things of which that we initially thought weren't possible before. So again, like I said, Tag Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, again, how they perform, completely irrelevant. I don't care about any of that. It's just the unique gauge specifically can really open the floodgates for some really unique types of units, and being able to fuse mid-battle with unique gauge is now a possibility. And honestly, there is so much more to talk about concerning this anniversary. I mean, we didn't even get to talk about the Zenkai Awakenings for both LFUI Sangoku and Sword of Hope Trunks, which I think both of those Zenkais were absolutely incredible. But there is still more of the anniversary to go. We still have part 3, which should be happening very, very soon, but there's still more left. And I believe that since they came out the gate swinging, hopefully when it comes down to part 3, the final part of the 5th anniversary, they're gonna end off the anniversary swinging extremely hard as well. But I do want to know in the comment section below, what are your current thoughts on the first 2 parts of the 5th anniversary in comparison to the 4th anniversary? Again, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.